Sales are down and inventory is up, and median prices are still rising. Do you want to know what else is going on in the Florida housing market and right here in Naples, Florida? On this video, we're going to compare Florida and Naples. Stay tuned. I'm Rob Wisner, a local realtor here in Southwest Florida. If this is your first time on my channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, working, playing, and the real estate market, this is the channel you need to subscribe to. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And I get so many calls from people from across the country and around the world every single day that are looking to buy, sell, or invest right here in Southwest Florida, and I absolutely love it. So if you've been thinking about making a move here to Southwest Florida, please take the first step. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I have the systems and processes dialed down and make this transaction as smooth and easy as possible. Florida's housing market in March and the first quarter of 2023 had more for sale inventory or active listings and higher median sale prices compared to a year ago. Buyers in Florida remain challenged by mortgage rates above 6% and economic pressures like inflation. However, more active listings means buyers have a bigger selection of home and more options, which could help moderate the pace of rising prices and ease affordability issues. Last year, the typical 30-year fixed rate mortgage rate in the United States increased from about 3% in January to over 7% in November. This threw a wet blanket on what had been a red-hot housing market, reducing both homebuyer demand and the rate of new listings each month. Sales activity slowed down over the course of the year and across the entire country, and Florida was no exception. So far in 2023, the 30-year rate is now down. So far in 2023, the 30-year rate is down from its recent high of last November, but has remained elevated within the range of 6 to 7% for the past 4 months. Consistency alone can be a comforting factor on the demand side of housing, as it reduces prospective buyers' sense of uncertainty and makes them more comfortable wading back into the market. Still, sales levels remain low relative to a year ago here in Florida. Let's get into some numbers. In Naples, closed sales decreased 16.5% to 1,017 closed units from 1,218 closed units in March of 22. But compared to March of 2019, closed sales actually increased 2.6%. Closed sales of home in Naples during the first quarter of 2023 exceeded closed sales reported in the first quarter of 2019, which was pre-COVID, when inventory levels were nearly 3 times the current level. So when reviewing the data, I can speculate that even though buyers today are facing headwinds like high interest rates, rising property and flood insurance rates, and low inventory levels, these factors are not diminishing people's desire to live here in Naples. Comparing Naples to the state, let's look at what's happening statewide. In January, closed sales of existing single-family homes were down almost 33% year over year. This improved to just over 21% in February, and the latest statistics from Florida Realtors for March showed this trend continued, with closed sales of existing single-family homes falling by only 15% compared to a year ago. If we head over to the condo and townhouse market, sales were down 23.5% year over year in March. But this was also an improvement compared to the prior 2 months. And compared to March of 2019, sales were up over 8%. But a big part of why this year-over-year deficit shrank in March was because the housing market was already starting to weaken in March of 22. Note how sales were down year-over-year that month as well. Of course, as rates continued to rise last year, demand weakened further through the summer and toward the end of the year when rates were near 7%. That means that going forward this year, when we look at the year-over-year change in sales each month, we're going to see a big improvement. But much of that will be because we'll be comparing it to 2022 market, which steadily worsened all year. For this reason, it's going to be useful for us to use our last full pre-pandemic year, which was 2019, as a benchmark as well, as we go through 2023. So, single-family sales in February of 23 were only about 2% lower compared to February of 2019. But in March of 2023, they were up 4.6% compared to March of 2019. So sales at least continue to trend closely with pre-pandemic market. On the supply side of the market, statewide inventory levels on both property type categories remained higher than a year ago, with single-family inventory up 116% year over year, and townhouse condo inventory was up by 108%. But we remain well below pre-pandemic inventory levels, and as a result, price growth has only slowed down rather than fully reversing. Now, if we look at the first quarter of the year inventory, or the active listings, they rose for the first quarter of 2023. Single-family existing homes were at 2.7 months supply, while the condo townhouse inventory was at 3.4 months supply during both timeframes. Florida continues to be a hotspot for residential purchases by buyers from both in-state and out-of-state, and buyers are finding significantly more inventory available than last year. That said, inventory does remain well below pre-pandemic levels in most of the Florida markets. New listings continue to be somewhat weak compared to recent years, which is helping keep prices stable, but also putting a cap on how much additional inventory we could potentially see in the coming months. Back here in Southwest Florida, while new listing growth was relatively static for the first quarter of 2023, I believe some potential sellers in Naples are sitting on the fence because they fear a possible recession may impact their home's value, and or they may want to wait and see whether the interest rates continue to drop. With that in mind, right here in Naples, Florida, new listings during March decreased 17.9% to 1,369 new listings from 1,667 new listings in March of 22. But compared to March of 2019, new listings for the month decreased only 2.5%. Yet the price decreases reported in March were by sellers who failed to price their homes competitively when they originally listed them. But very few of these decreases are below the comps, which is great news. I am comforted by the fact that our area shows resilience to 2019. Homebuyers shouldn't get too hung up on the months of inventory number reported because it fluctuates wildly depending on where you want to buy a home in Naples. For example, the Port Royal area has 1.3 years supply of inventory right now. The truth is, we're heading back to 2019, a time when the housing market was stable, foundational, and made sense and logical. That is what should be happening, and it is. In Naples, pending sales in March decreased 14.5% to 1,377 pending sales from 1,611 pending sales back in March of 22. But compared to March of 2019, pending sales actually increased 22%. While pending sales are down, early stage home buying demand is ticking up, with mortgage purchase applications up 8% from a week earlier, and that's seasonally adjusted, of course. Many buyers here aren't held back by high mortgage rates. It's the lack of inventory that's really getting in the way. I have several clients who are serious about buying a home and they are actively looking, but they can't find anything right now, and they're willing to wait for more homes to trickle onto the market. The statewide median sales price for single-family existing homes in March was $405,000, which is up 2.1% from the previous year. Last month's statewide median price for condo townhouse units was $320,000, which is up 3.9% over the year ago figure. For Q1 of 2023, the statewide median price for single-family homes was $399,900, which is up 3.9% year over year. The statewide median price for condo townhouse properties was $316,500, and that's up 7.3% year over year. As a reminder, the median is the midpoint, so half the homes sold for more and half the homes sold for less. If we look at what's happening here in Naples, we saw the overall median close price in March increase 7.3% to $615,000 from $573,000 back in March of 22. This increase was driven by the condominium market, which had a 5.9% increase in its median close price. Interestingly, the median close price for single-family homes in March reported no increase compared to March of 22. After reviewing all this data, I think it's impossible to categorize the Naples area housing market as either a buyer's market or a seller's market. However, as an experienced realtor, I understand the comparative market differences of each unique neighborhood. Naples is made up of so many hyperlocal communities. So what is happening in one community may not be happening in another community that may be less than a quarter mile away. That's what makes the Naples market so unique. It has become a hard decision to sell a home if you have a mortgage rate at 3% interest rate when today's rates are over 6%, 7%. I understand people are reluctant to sell because they don't want to give up their low mortgage rate, and it's hard to find another home to buy. And with the low interest rates that we've had for the previous years, many Americans actually recently moved. Although rates are down from their November peak, this week's average is 6.27%. 85% of homeowners have a rate below 6%. The bright side for homeowners who are listing now is that desirable, well-priced homes are being snapped up in bidding wars, in markets where demand outpaces supply. Something to keep in mind, however, according to Freddie Mac, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage since 1971 is 7.75%. Once again, thank you for watching my real estate market update video. I appreciate you spending time with me on my YouTube channel. If you are interested in making a move here to Southwest Florida, you need to take the first step. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get in touch with me. I have the systems and process dialed down to make this transaction as smooth and easy as possible. And I look forward to hearing you in the future. Take care. See you on the next video.